Welcome everyone to our channel. Now I'm going to talk about the mystery of parallel universe. The mystery of parallel universe. Surely you all know or have heard of the term parallel universe. The name suggests something mysterious and remote. The strange world on the other side of the mirrors may not seem real to you, but scientists at Oak National Laboratory in Tennessee, USA, believe that parallel universe in which everything is turned upside down. There is a high possibility that it exists. Discovering the new universe not only changed our view of reality, but can also answer tough questions about the universe we exist in that have baffled scientists for decades. Evident from the first finding. In 1928, physicist Paul Dirac realized that the equation of quantum mechanics allows the existence of particles properties far exceeded those previously known to human particles. He predicted that a completely unknown form of quantum particle exists in the universe, made up of particles identical to those we know but with opposite changes. That any matter hidden worlds concentrate the number of known elementary particles in our universe. Subsequently, in 1933, the Swiss astronomer Fritz Zwicky observed that the galaxy of galaxies showed that they were being shocked by a gravitational force stronger than the force. Gravity can come from visible material around it. Later, in the 1970s, the American astronomer Vera Rubin also observed the same phenomenon occurring in a number of galaxies and galaxy clusters. Scientists today have been able to measure the difference of the gravitational force of flight and one, but they have never been able to find the mysterious matter that produces that attraction, directly and indirectly. In 1956, Chinese physicists Li Keqiang and Zhang Zhenning made a striking discovery about how physics works. Previously, it was thought that all physical interactions were subject to certain basic symmetry, meaning that the physical interactions were always kept intact even when all the things connected them changed. For example, a ball responds to Earth's gravity unaffected by its color. An important symmetry in particle physics is parity. This requires that all physical properties remain the same even when all position and orientation are turned, as if in a mirror. Lian Yang put an experiment and proved that the physical interaction may not follow symmetry. This is an important finding that helped Lian Yang win the Nobel Prize in Physics next year. Lian Yang also gave a fresh explanation to the physical science at the time. They argued that basic symmetry is the fact preserved and only valid because we are only looking at half picture in our universe. There is another error where the equivalent is broken in the opposite direction to preserve symmetry. Therefore, as a whole, the symmetry is still preserved. New discoveries in modern science today. The concept of the material world in the mirror was not taken too seriously by researchers after the discovery of Lian Yang because of the problem facing particle physics. But now, with the remarkable progress of science, the study of the afterlife mirrors into formal study. Very quickly, it was announced that the discovery of type is existent in the behavior of neutron particles. Over time, neutron outside an atomic nucleus decay into the other two types, neutron and proton, during beta decay. We've been trying to figure out exactly how long these free neutron particles existed before the decay, but we only got strange contradictory results. There are two ways to measure the life of free neutron, by Botter and by neutron beam. The first way, the scientists put supercold neutrons into the bottle and observe the remaining particles after a certain amount of time. By this method, neutrons live an average of 14 minutes and 39 seconds. The second way is to analyze the neutron beam, to see how many of them will decay into protons over a given space and time. This method set a neutron life cycle as 14 minutes 48 seconds. At first, physicists thought that a 9-second difference could be due to a test error. But as they improved on the technical and narrowed the possibility for error making in the measurement, they only grew more certain that the research were accurate. It seems that two different neutron life cycle causes The mirror world can be corporeal if it exists, said Professor Zuras Berrestani of the Brazilian Oracular Universe in Italy. One can future this model is the oscillating neutrons, back and forth between the two worlds. When crossing the magnetic field, the probability of oscillation increases. This adds up to an agnostic argument that neutron particles are just part-time residents in our universe. The rest of its time is devoted to being present in a planet parallel to us, where any proton they emit will not be detected. If one of the 100 neutron particles swaps into the mirror world before emitting a proton, this would explain why the neutron life cycle is longer in the magnetic field of beam experiment. This is very natural and logical explanation, said Professor Zurab Bezzetani. Future plans to further affirm the survival of the parallel world. Scientists at the Oak Ridge National Laboratory are currently negotiating with neutron beam operators here to find the time to install the experiment in the beam lines and perform the test. Although excited, they did not expect a breakthrough on the first run because no one knew which magnetic field could enhance oscillation. Instead, to them, it's all about narrowing the scope to potentially undesirable outcomes. However, if a signal is the data were found to be consistent with the existence of a neutron in the mirror, the researchers at Oak Ridge could just for the corresponding magnetic field using an independent approach. If the number of neutrons changes with or without a magnetic field, that will help confirm the existence of the universe behind the mirror. Even if this experiment actually found neutron particles in the mirror, scientists will have a lot of work to do. Despite good strides, they still have many challenges to address. The transjourney of the human who visited a parallel universe. Recently, many international astronomers and cosmologists have found many strange traces and mysterious objects that are believed to be related to the existence of another parallel universe. However, all of these discoveries are also analyzed based on the predictive theory. The Carol McElay story continues to be a further positive evidence of this so-called parallel universe. What is the true story in this? Imagine the moment you get into your car and decide to visit the town where you grew up, after freeing your old home and where your grandparents lived. But when you get here, everything is different, distant. This town is completely different, without any contrast or twist. And so many other things also change that Carol McElay thinks that she has entered another parallel universe. This is the case with Carol McElay, the mysterious woman who claims she went to a parallel universe. She traveled through the state of California in the United States and decided to travel to the city of Riverside, where the family originated, visit the graves of her grandparents and see her old house. Because before, she frequented this city from a young age, but this time when it came to the city, it started to rain steadily. A heavy rain made her stop on the way to the hotel and stay overnight. As Carol started walking through the streets of Riverside, something began to look very strange, nothing familiar to her. For a moment she thought she was in a very different place. Seeing the map knew that store is the same place but the street is completely different from that they used to go through and remember. If you go to your grandparents' house, you won't see it. You won't see any graves at the graveyard. Carol thought that she has a problem with the map, but changed her mind. She quickly went to the high school, the university where she studied. Everything was completely different, without any school. Only the streets is full of picture public. Desolate public walks, the streets where there were banks and shops in front of the school are abandoned, moral with a lost trust. Everything is gone. At the moment she concludes that maybe she was in another world. I hope you like this and just like and subscribe my channel. Thank you for watching and see you later in the next video.